A look at 2022 community collaboration and commerce by Neal Mohan, Chief Product Officer of YouTube, February 10th, 2022. This was a blog post that recently posted up over on the YouTube blog, the official YouTube blog. So let's see here. Let's take a look at some things here. Look at 2022 community YouTube Chief Product Officer offers an inside look at the year's new products, tools, and features for creators, viewers, and partners. How about we make this nice and big too? Let's take a look at this. Last year, I launched an innovation series to give you an inside look into how our teams are working to redefine the video experience in 2021 and beyond. It was quite a year for innovation at YouTube. We refreshed how viewers engage with content, from improving core experiences like search, the infrastructure, collaborating with advanced across apps and formats like YouTube TV, Shorts, and music, to host new ways for creators to make money, and brought more choice to parents to guide their families' experiences. Along the way, we partner with creators to empower them to do what they do best. But in a lot of ways, we're just getting started. I'm excited for all the new products and tools we'll be rolling out in 2022. So this is basically the new stuff that's been going on here. Go over a couple of key details here. YouTube creators are the heart and soul of the platform, and we want them to always be able to fulfill the most ambitious, creative goals. Yeah. Very, very important thing, because one of the things I talked about the YouTube dislike thing is that YouTube's in a position where the biggest and smallest content creators out there, they have to focus on the individual now, because people at both ends, or should I say people that are too big, can go start their own CDNs and pull content off of YouTube or not really depend on YouTube anymore, or render YouTube content redundant. I haven't talked about that enough, but so if there's a free to watch movie, like there is plenty of nowadays on YouTube that's free with ads, if you put the movie ad free on some internal service, why watch it on YouTube? So it's a competitive move that puts YouTube on the spot with how they handle it. So the reason I think that we're seeing all this renewed interest in the individual from YouTube after years and years of corporatization is because YouTube is in a position where they have to. I think we're waiting for a CDN to get launched by some of the largest YouTubers, and I mean like PewDiePie sized. I think we're waiting for them to start some kind of content delivery network and leave YouTube, and then YouTube's gonna have to figure out what to do. It is possible for creators to essentially hit the ceiling on these platforms. We're seeing it on Twitch with some of the bigger streamers. Which is one of the reasons why I was a little shocked that Pokimane decided to stay on Twitch. I think she's pulling a ninja. She's big enough to where it doesn't really matter what she does, so like she says herself, she could just have fun. And so Twitch is where she thinks she can have the most fun, so she just streams on Twitch, even if it's not the best use of her time and talents. So that's kind of a Devin Nash kind of answer. Let me see, let's make this just a hair bigger. So when I sit up like this, I don't go off like that, go off the top, or cut the top of my head off. YouTube creators are the heart and soul. We want them to be able to do creative goals. Of course, we know there's automated systems that are the biggest damper to that. People don't like losing channels to trying to appeal to YouTube and getting robots at level 1 and having to trick their way past the robots to get to people at level 2 technical support. Well, let's see here. To give them every opportunity possible, we'll continue to invest across our multiple formats: Shorts, Live, and VOD, video on demand, at least using VOD as an adjective instead of a noun, unlike on Twitch with VODs. In the months ahead, we will bring even more engagement and monetization options across all three formats. I don't know if really more monetization is really the key here. I think the big thing that YouTube needs to look at is gating monetization. Because the current setup with the 4,000, 1,000 rule, with 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers required in order to be a partner and get access to all of this stuff, that's from back when ads had to be gated, when ads were the primary source of revenue for creators. Whoops. Wrong pipe. So this goes back to when ads had to be gated for necessity. Today, there's a lot of other ways for YouTubers to make money besides ads. There's memberships and supers and other stuff. But at the very same time, though, YouTube themselves has recreated the problem they fixed with right to monetize. Unless you can show me evidence that YouTube magically started selling a lot more ads and stuff like that after they rolled out their right to monetize. Unless you could show me that, we have to conclude that the same amount of ads that they were selling is now spread among a larger user base in terms of the impressions. So does that like dilute the money that goes to individual creators when the ad impressions can be sold, when the ads can be sold and the impressions can be, you know, sent all over the place? Short form content is incredibly popular. YouTube Shorts have now enjoyed over 5 trillion all-time views. Darn skin oil. What the heck? Oh, it's 12:33. Yeah, I was up early and showered early as a result of that. Plus ran around a little to get some exercise. Creators and artists of all stripes, from Jake Fellman and Lisa Wynn to BTS and Marina Sena, is that how you say it, have seen the power of shorts connect with fans around the world with astonishing speed and scope. The thing is, I think it's like Twitch, though. YouTube technically has a competing service to Twitch, but Twitch is still bigger as the specialist platform. I think TikTok is still in the same position versus YouTube Shorts, but we'll see how that goes. Plus, with YouTube Shorts, different, you know, TikTok went to 3 minutes for TikToks instead of 1 minute. So is YouTube going to follow suit and just eventually turn YouTube Shorts into like a 5-minute vertical format? I would actually do something like that. You know, there's a lot of people watching YouTube on phones vertically these days. So YouTube getting in on the phone side of things is something else altogether. But it's only in certain parts of the world where the internet is viewed on mobile phones more often that that's really a thing. In 2022, we'll continue to improve the product, make it easier to create videos, building on a feature we introduced last year that lets you remix audio from videos across YouTube. I might actually try that. If there's marry-up technology, that gives me an idea for some YouTube Shorts. Do some lip sync or something. If that's marry-up technology that connects your video with the copyrighted audio or something, if that's available like it is on TikTok and the record company gets some money for that, I would actually consider doing that, especially if the app lets you link the songs in. Wouldn't it be a horrible, horrible PR disaster if the YouTube Shorts thing let you put in music, then you got DMCA'd for it? Of course, then again, that's maybe the sort of thing I can imagine happening at YouTube with the way things are with these systems when they're under development. But from videos across YouTube, we'll introduce new capabilities that empower creators to express themselves even more, new video effects, editing tools, and more. To help Shorts creators engage with their audience more personally, we'll also introduce the ability to reply to individual comments by creating a short. This is trouble waiting to happen. Although YouTube might have better enforcement on this. Video comments were a thing over on livevideo.com. And unfortunately, livevideo.com back in the day never was all that great at policing adult content. So basically, it was the online video version of someone sending a picture of their equipment, so to speak. Someone would troll you with like a vulgar, with like a picture of their junk, so to speak. So you could just say dick pic like the rest of the world. I don't know. I guess we're as good as demonetized anyway, so maybe I should. But I'd like to be more professional than that, but oh well. Reply to individual comments by creating a short. That's video comments. That might be a problem. If you can respond to shorts with shorts, though, that's basically a stealth reintroduction of video responses. And there used to be channels that ran off of video responses. Imagine if somebody made a video and was like, make YouTube Shorts responding to this topic and let me know what you think, and we'll feature the best of them on. That's actually a good idea. Because YouTube Shorts are vertical. So if someone who used to run a video response channel back in the 2010s before the feature was pulled from YouTube for low use, if there's a way that people can create shorts to video respond to videos, there might be some channels that would use that because they could make their video horizontal and put a vertical short in and look at the best of responses or something. I can even imagine someone doing like a talent show or something like that where, oh, come sing a song, and then they put like the shorts on there and it looks kind of like, you know, like so-and-so's Got Talent or something. We also launched the YouTube Shorts Fund last year to start rewarding creators for their work. While this was just a first step, we're already helping a new generation of creative entrepreneurs. Over 40% of creators who got a check from the fund last year weren't previously monetizing their content on YouTube. YouTube, you say that like it's a good thing. Lower the requirements for partnership. YouTube is what I like to call the big red wall. Compared to getting monetized on Twitch and getting monetized on Facebook, YouTube is way too big. So again, the big red wall, the current 4,000, 1,000 rule over a 365-day period, nonetheless, that's just too high. It needs to be something quicker that people can achieve so they don't get like disheartened into not pursuing it. Plus, if this was gated because of advertising, there's other forms of revenue, and ad revenue is getting diluted anyways. So why does this even still exist? We'll start to test other ways to make money on shorts, like exploring new ways for shorts creators to build branded content through Brand Connect, integrating fan-funded features like Super Chat into shorts, and bringing the ability to shop directly from a short. This would be good for creators with merch and stuff. If YouTube can make an internal system that basically does what external providers like Stream Elements do, then they can get a cut of that. And they know it's a thing with streamer culture out in the streaming world. So it could be the thing where, you know, make some cute little t-shirt and sell it as merch directly through YouTube instead of going through third parties. It's just another way of striking back against this cottage industry of third-party services that people have to leave YouTube in order to use. That's probably the major driver here. Just like how memberships kind of make Patreon obsolete. And so Patreon responds by lowering their cut of the sub split, so to speak, which makes me wonder, how long is Patreon going to stay viable as a business if they're constantly undercutting themselves like that? I don't know. Maybe they've done something to try and fix that. I don't really pay too much attention to Patreon. It's kind of a legacy thing on my channel setup anyways. Live is... Oh, here's a good one. I'm talking streaming now. Live is another area that we'll see progress this year to build on our momentum. Daily live watch time has more than tripled between January 2020 and December 2021. So that's cool. But always be wary of sales pitches that use percentages like that, because in terms of watch hours, let me see. Let me go to full cam again and let me double check that. Streamlabs didn't do like some midnight release of their Q4 numbers, right? Nah, I don't think so. Let's see, Streamlabs blog. They didn't. Good. All right. Because YouTube's like what? A third to a quarter the size in terms of hours watched. You know, I could quit being lazy and open Excel and take a look at that myself. Streamlabs quarterly cruncher. Hey, is Excel mode working on this yet? I don't have the overlays for it, but keep an eye on it. Accessibility issues. Oh, thank you, Excel. I really needed all this crap. let me just rattle off the number from 2021 Q3. This is in millions, by the way. That's the hours. That's the ratio. Give me hours watched under audience growth. All right, hours watched, 2021 Q3. Twitch, this is in millions, by the way. Let's see here. Let's see. We just do results by quarter. Yeah, it's in millions. Twitch is 5,787 million hours watched. YouTube was only 1,131 million hours watched. So about a fifth of the size. So when you say that YouTube tripled, YouTube is still smaller from a live perspective than Twitch is. All right, we can go back to the article now. So yeah, YouTube is actually smaller than Twitch, substantially smaller than Twitch. So tripling the size of YouTube is basically tripling the size of a small platform compared to Twitch when it comes to live streaming, watch hours, and the size of the audience. And this is kind of a thing for me too. I mean, you think, why don't we run the math on that? I've seen the biggest Elder Scrolls Online creators on Twitch. Does the calculator still pop up? Not in browser mode. The biggest Elder Scrolls Online streamers on Twitch can get like triple-digit concurrence, while the biggest Elder Scrolls Online, which roughly lines up with the biggest ESO creators on Twitch, getting like 1,000 or so concurrence when they're at their, like Lucky Ghost, getting like 1,000 concurrence when they're at their peak. So 1,000 divided by 5. So on YouTube, that comes out to like 200 concurrence. That's roughly the size of some of the bigger YouTubers that stream ESO that I've seen. A lot of times it's smaller than that. So the crap numbers that I see from a smaller audience in general on YouTube gaming is perfectly in line with what I've come to expect. It's perfectly in line, actually, with the ratios directly, though. See here. So yeah, lifetime may have tripled, but it's a substantially smaller platform. Now here's the big one. The cute little picture here, by the way. Here's the big one. We'll introduce collaborative live streaming, which, you guessed it, allows creators to go live together and create even more interactive streams for their audiences. That is huge, but I wonder how it works. So if we look at the collaborative live streaming, can we zoom in on this picture? Oh yeah, make it nice and big. So here is a collaborative live stream. You have two people here live streaming at the same time. My question is, how is this working? Is this working via two different feeds being married together, or is this all one video? And if this is all one video, how is policy enforced? That's the biggest question I have, because Twitch has this ongoing problem. Twitch has this ongoing problem where they take a step too far, so to speak, and they punish the streamer for something they may not be able to control, like the behavior of someone else in their chat or something like that, or someone else on stream. There even was a situation involving a podcast, which is basically a Discord call, not unlike this collaborative live stream demo, just with more videos, more windows, I should say, where somebody did something TOS and they were the only ones that got banned because Twitch actually did their due diligence instead of banning the streamer who technically was broadcasting the inappropriate content by having that person on their stream. So it's kind of iffy, wishy-washy, shaky type stuff here. Considering YouTube in its earlier years with YouTube streaming actually had people... Pokey? Oh, this is some kind of Among Us thing. That's this chat over here. What? What, they just put two pictures on top of some Among Us live stream? Sus. I'm looking at all this here. Saikuno sounds so sus, lol. Was this photoshopped as kind of like a proof of concept? This is Among Us stuff over here. Look at it. Saikuno, hype lol, I sus pokey, I'm sus of spoopy, bye I'm die, yay, Saikuno sounds so sus. This is Among Us here. And yet this is called Chatting on the Go with Kristen Vandiyar. 7,000 watching. This is an Among Us stream that's been, this has to have been photoshopped. There's no way. The chat does not at all make sense. Hey Dan, what's going on? So, doesn't make any sense at all, but this is basically what they had in mind for collab streams. So then there's the other question of, if the person on this side or this side does something DMCA and they get DMCA'd, do they take the whole stream down and they both get strikes? Or does this side of the screen black out and this side of the screen black out and the other person will just delete their side of the stream later? So a lot of this, I think, is problems with it's just the logistics of it all. How is it going to work out, especially with YouTube as a long-term platform where streams are watched after the fact as extra long YouTube videos? And of course, you have stuff like what I do with stuff from streams and stuff, which we're up to 2 of those tonight. So I got to make sure I go in while it's processing and try and split that off before I call it a night here. But this is the big feature that they're bragging about, is collab streaming. So I got to wonder, my question is, how does it work? Because getting back to this again, if this is marry-up technology, like what Amazon does with Amazon Prime watch parties on Twitch, these two video feeds are separate systemically. You could theoretically set something up. Let's get this. Stop looking at these pictures here. You theoretically could set something up to where you are on one side you're part of the stream or somewhere, and there's, you're basically a React format. You could actually do a watch party with a YouTube free with ads movie. So imagine if it worked through marry-up technology like that, and you could position your camera somewhere over the movie and basically do React content legitimately and watch TV shows on YouTube. The rights would matter, of course. TV shows on YouTube, and maybe people that haven't purchased, if it's purchased content, people that haven't purchased it yet can have some kind of thing that says you need to purchase this in order to see the rest of this stream because you don't have it in your collection yet. So there's some commercial opportunities there for selling movies on YouTube that YouTube could jump on for this kind of stuff. The big thing is marry-up technology. I need to know if this is marry-up technology, because if it is, then it opens the door to things like watch parties and formal copyright-friendly React content if the other content exists on YouTube. It's not, oh yeah, it's not just DMCA type. Well, it's not just commercial media that would be affected by this either. Imagine if you streamed like that. Imagine if I could do imagine if I could react to anime by marrying up my me-only vlog video on top of an anime trailer or something. One of those things gets people DMCA'd by Japanese anime companies because of stricter copyright laws in Japan. What if that was an official feature of YouTube and it worked when you watched the video? Of course, it'd be a big technical undertaking, but Amazon already did it with Twitch, and Amazon's not as big on tech as Google is. You know, they have like logistical stuff at AWS, but the nerd company is more like Google. Google's more of the nerd company here. So that's something big. If YouTube, if this works through marry-up technology, and these are two feeds side by side, and it gets upgraded to where you watch this video and you have the main stuff, and then you can put yourself over a corner of the screen, that is copyright-friendly React content waiting to happen. Better yet, bring back video responses. As long as they set it up so that when you start and stop the video, it also starts and stops the playback for the audience, and everything stays in sync, that would be copyright-friendly React content. Officially in the platform with no issues with DMCA. That's huge. And so collaborative live stream, I'm concerned about the policy side of it, but I'm also wondering, how does it work? Because if my part of a collab stream is just a video of me with just sound, I'm wearing headphones, there's no sound leakage, which, by the way, is a DMCA risk if you have a watch party on Twitch. You're not supposed to let any of the audio from your movie or any of the video make it into your part of the stream, or else you get DMCA'd for it, because then you're broadcasting copyrighted content in your stream as opposed to connected to your stream. But if YouTube can make something like this, with this collab live stream feature, that would be massive for YouTube as a streaming platform. I will dare to say that it will have more of an impact with that one feature than gifted memberships, or even a build spend currency system for chat to use to redeem, for stuff like that. The various ways streaming is gamified over on Twitch. I think I have 3 stuff from streams things to make now. One of the biggest questions live streaming creators have is, what do I talk about? The ability to go live together should hopefully open up streams to more casual conversation and interactions with other creators, making it easier and more fun to go live. Creators will also be able to grow their network and reach, and their communities will have a chance to interact and build connections. That's the thing. This is currently known as squad streaming to an extent over on Twitch, and it's partner only. So this being available baseline would be amazing. So does sound like pretty. Oh, Logan, you're still here. Let's see, 12:51, 11, 10, 9. Well, happy middle of the evening to you out in that part of the world. So, have you been sneaking into my streams late at night when I thought nobody was watching? That YouTube number doesn't really. Yeah, I got to do that now. I got to make that into a stuff from streams and send it off to YouTube Liaison. Matt Koval's leaving YouTube Liaison, but I might just respond to Neal Mohan's post about this and put the video in there. This would be massive if that was ever a thing. I almost said Super Chad. But no, I mean, so the thing with this collab thing is if they can get these little details ironed out, this is basically one of the things that makes radio so amazing. On-air chemistry is huge in radio. That's why oftentimes you don't have radio shows that are just one person in the studio. I'm here for pretty much all the chat streams. I just don't say much most of the time. Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I'm often watching streams and I'm playing ESO, but I'll often get try to hype things up with some cute emotes and stuff because I want to kind of make the place that I'm watching better, because I often like the creators that I'm watching. I'm not one of those hate watcher types that waste my time watching stuff I don't like. Yeah, I almost said Super Chad, little internet lingo these days. A little after my time, too, so I probably shouldn't say that. Someone's going to call me a boomer. they'd only be half right because my parents' generation is the boomers. Anyways, but this is the thing. I mean, you listen to, it's like Jimmy and Sherry in the morning or something. Radio show, morning radio, happy, funny, wake you up, da da da. Sometimes a little too much. I made fun of morning radio, like, good morning, here's your news. I made fun of that I made fun of that last go round or sometime recently. A little tired tonight. How am I doing that on vacation? I don't know. But you have this other stuff going on. Now, that's one of the things, too. It's just putting two people in the same room, as long as they don't, like, say something that gets them fined by the FCC or something like that. Just two people bouncing stuff off each other is great. You see this in collab streams on Twitch as well. Now, it's probably a thing with game streams, too. It's probably a thing with gaming streams as well. But at the same time, Twitch IRL collabs, like what's going on in the streamer houses and stuff like that, are always a blast, simply because of the two personalities interacting with each other. It just creates something that's bigger than what exists when one of those folks is on their own. Same thing on the radio, too. One person like me doing monologues might not be as interesting as two people talking to each other. Although, let's see here. That's part of the reason why chat is what it is. So it just kind of introduces that to some extent into a live streaming setup where you can talk back to the person doing the stream. But on-air talent, though, you'll see like pairs, duets, and stuff all over the place on radio, on television, and podcasting, because it works. It's one of those nice little things you can do to make things more entertaining when two people are bouncing stuff off each other instead of, oh, look, Professor Nerd over here is giving a lecture again. I'm not here to give TED Talks, though, but I'm here to have like a friendly hangout and stuff at night. Might deal with some edgy topics from time to time, but I gotta have some fun sometime here. But this sounds cool. This is the highlight as far as I'm concerned. This is the highlight of the announcement. I'm just wondering how it works. Features like Super Chat. Features like Super Chat. I almost said Super Chat again. Like a superhero reject. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Super Chad. Woo! Features like Super Chat and channel memberships have helped a new generation of live creators participate in the creator economy. And this year we plan to expand this even further. We just started testing gifted memberships. They've started testing. Good. What's the timetable? Things should, as I've seen things get tested for years. Susan Wojcicki said this year, so I'm holding them to it. Gifted memberships later this year. We started testing gifted memberships, the ability to purchase a channel membership for another viewer in the live stream to a small group of channels. We know this is a top request. We plan to roll out more widely in the coming months. Good. They're chasing after it. There's a ton of money in it, too. Though, if any of you folks or any of you YouTube folks that don't go over to streamer world don't know, a lot of streaming is gamified to make it more appealing, and one of that is the phenomenon known as the oiler. The person who has a lot of money, they just blow money on stuff, they do gifted subs, and suddenly the streamer's like, whoa, because they know how much it costs. And then all the people in the chat are like doing like celebration emotes or those kinds of things. So it's kind of a hype moment, so to speak, even though it is just someone with money to burn strutting their stuff. People enjoy that kind of stuff. Not more of a thing outside of the Western markets, but it's just, you get over to Korea, you're looking at Tunation and roulettes and stuff, things like that. And actually, it's not uncommon for an oiler to make an entire stream stop, and then the girl who's streaming it just does like a dance, some K-pop or something along those lines. It's just one of those things where you have money, yay, spend it if you think it's worth it. So it's one of those things. But I imagine outside of the streaming world, it's like if someone gives a really big donation to a charity and stuff like that. But yeah, gifted memberships. This will be really cool. Of course, you have to be big in order to have a lot of that going on a regular basis. Let me see what Dan's talking about here and catch up on chat a little here. Chat. That's the meme of the night. Mixing up chat and Chad. I'll bet the auto-generated translations screw that up too. I get called Boomer and Barley 30. Chad means you're the buff guy from high school. Also a meme like Boomer is. Yeah, there was a guy in my school who was like that. He was ripped. Middle school more so than high school. There were a couple of guys that were close, but in terms of the alpha male like super macho, looks like Arnold, might be a dated reference nowadays, but looks like he belongs in an 80s action movie. We actually had one of those in my middle school, not so much my high school. There was somebody related to big macho dude in my high school who was a girl, and she was the class diva. So there's a lot of looks in that family. But now I saw in the wonderful world of social media, you find out what happens to these people when they get older. He's got gray hair and a beer gut now. So he was ripped when we were growing up. He was the guy who you thought would beat you up if you made him mad because he was really, really ripped and in really good shape. And he got old like the rest of us. Still has his hair, though, but it's gray. And he probably drank too much, so he's really red-faced nowadays. So my friend was making a skit out of the Oiler. It was funny. Yeah, Oiler. It depends on the group, too. There's some people that are offended by the term Oiler in certain corners of Twitch. But then again, there are some people that are offended by everything in certain corners of Twitch. It's one of the reasons why I'm a YouTube guy. Well, let's see. Not one of the bigger ones, though. For all video viewed on YouTube, we want to allow more thoughtful engagement. One area of focus has been improving comments. They feel more helpful for creators and viewers alike, as opposed to L ratio. We're testing out the ability for creators to set channel guidelines so they can better shape the tone of conversations. And here it is right here. Please read my guidelines before you join the conversation. This is like low res. My preferred pronoun is she, her. Stick to the topic. I don't think that's going to do anything. It doesn't. I mean, there's hate raids on Twitch. It's just a thing where you can be like, please read, you agreed, that kind of crap. People be jerk. Lists of rules don't stand to top. What am I doing? Lists of rules don't tend to stop people from being jerks on the internet. But at least it's there. Feature parity with Twitch, although I'd like to see a build spend currency system at some point for live on YouTube. Viewers will have what if YouTube found a way to make a build spend currency system like Twitch channel points work not just on live but also on videos and shorts as well. So if somebody redeems something on a video, you see a message and your next video kind of has that going on. So like, redeem this and my next video will be, weird colors or something. I don't know. I think it's more of a live stream thing. I mean, super thanks is kind of blah, but at least it's there. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the thanks button in super thanks is a dono button. If you use it on a video, it basically pops a message and then the creator can respond and say thanks the next time they make a video. A little more contrived than its live streaming counterpart because people like the instant reaction when they dono people on streams. So, or, cheer bits or something like that on the Twitch side of things. Viewers will have the option to sort comments timed to the exact moment they're watching. Why not make this like a default so that this is this is from Facebook. Facebook has comment timestamps on live events. Have you ever watched something on Facebook Live? Facebook has timestamps on comments. I want this to be a default. So if I ever get a bunch of people saying, you suck, dislike, at the beginning of a video again, we can see without watching a video, we can see all the haters at the very beginning and then they all fade out and you get to the positive stuff later and you know who actually watched the video. Why isn't that a thing yet, YouTube? But yeah, Facebook has something like this for anything for like videos, premieres. I think they have premieres nowadays. And the other stuff they're kind of copying YouTube on. But YouTube, about time we put this in. Giving valuable context to comments, they read them. Something creators have repeatedly told us they often struggle with generating new content ideas or have a tough time figuring out which ideas to be successful. Timed comments. Oh, there it is. No. There it is. I already love this. Oh, and I'm only at 150. Okay, they put that in there. I'm curious if they could put a timestamp on there so you can see all the bozos that are like, you suck, dislike, when, I know I can't see it anymore, but I'm hitting the button anyways. Dislike, you suck, get off YouTube. Yeah, and you see it all at the beginning of the video, and you're like, look, a bunch of bozos that didn't even watch the video. Woo! Tells me a lot about the ratio. That kind of thing. Yeah, so that looks cool. To address this need, we're introducing new insights in YouTube Studio that empower smarter creation. Our tool will harness YouTube and Google's data sets and allow creators to better understand viewer demand, helping generate concrete content ideas for upcoming videos. Web3 also opens up new opportunities for creators. We believe new technologies like blockchain and NFTs can allow creators to build deeper relationships with their fans. Well, if you're into blockchain and NFTs, then by all means, let live. Different strokes for different folks. My concern, though, again, with NFTs related to YouTube or creative stuff like this in general, if you are really selling the ownership rights to some hot moment in your gaming stream and somebody officially owns that moment when you scored that point in Rocket League or whatever, how can they not DMCA you for it if they technically have the ownership rights? I still can't logically figure that out. Either they own the ownership rights or they don't. I mean, NFTs make all the sense in the world for like digital art that is never going to exist physically. So it's a playing field leveler, so to speak, where, you know, you have like official ownership of something that never existed physically, just like someone can own the original Picasso or something of a painting, or a Bob Ross for that matter. But I think NFTs are going all over the place because people are just trying to apply them to way too much. Together, they'll be able to collaborate on new projects and make money in ways not previously possible. For example, giving a verifiable way for fans to own unique videos, photos, art, and even experiences from their favorite creators could be a compelling prospect for creators and their audiences. Again, how does this not turn into a DMCA disaster? Because if you really own the rights to a key moment in a video, or in this case, it sounds like in entire YouTube videos, what's to stop somebody from trolling someone by buying the NFT and then DMCAing the creator? Well, I don't like this guy. I'm going to buy the NFT of their YouTube video and then strike them because I own the rights. Why is that not a thing? Why is that not a concern? Or maybe I don't follow NFTs, and maybe some other people are concerned about this too. But when NFTs arrive on YouTube videos, so video NFTs, I have to wonder about that. How is that not going to get trolled? Well, technically someone could DMCA an NFT as well, because if they own the rights, we could see it with photos and pictures and art. So, there's a lot to consider in making sure we approach these new technologies responsibly, but we think there's incredible potential as well. And across all these formats, you'll see even more ways to help creators make money and build a business. In 2021, we reached the incredible milestone of 2 million creators in the YouTube Partner Program, with 10 ways for them to make money. All this work takes into account the feedback from creators, so keep it coming. Oh, really? Feedback from creators is valuable, YouTube? Here's mine. Mr. YouTube Chev, tear down this wall. Tear down the big red wall that is YouTube partnership being gated over a 365-day period behind the numbers that we know were put in there to gate things back when ad revenue was more prominent in the revenue mix for YouTube partners. It is long past time. Twitch, you can get a Twitch affiliate in a month with 3 concurrents. Facebook, you can join the Level Up program by streaming consistently for a matter of weeks and hitting a follower goal. YouTube is the only, YouTube is the only 365-day evaluation period, and the numbers are as high as they are. The competition is clearly reacting to that as well. What is this here? Yeah, DMCA because it happened with artists. They would DMCA people on normal websites because they own it on blockchain. Very dirty. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing here. It's like, this is one of those Wild West things, which is the reason why regulations exist. Laws exist as a collective, as an action, or shall we say, a collective expression of the will of the people. And the best laws target the bad people, not everybody. So that's part of the reason why rule of law in democracy is so important. Let's see. Oh, we didn't go back to browser mode. We shall fix that. Oh yeah, that's because we were given the feedback too. Yeah. Mr. YouTube Chev, tear down this big red wall. Viewers. On average, viewers are watching over 700 million hours of YouTube content on TV daily. Just like we want to enable a range of formats and experiences for creators, we also focus on giving viewers the best possible experience across nearly every global device with an internet connection. Almost 2 hours on lifetime. This could be its own stream. That's why we're carving things up, ladies and gentlemen. TV was once again our fastest growing screen in 2021. Saying it the old way. As of January 2022, on average, viewers are watching over 700 million hours of YouTube content on TV daily. I'm guessing smart TVs. And a year ahead, we want to give these viewers easier navigation and even more interactivity. One of the ways we'll do this is through a device that you always have within reach, your phone. Soon we'll be unveiling a new way for viewers to use their phones while they watch YouTube on their TV, to read or leave comments, share videos with a friend, and much more. Stay tuned. Oh, a remote app. Nice. I think the screen link for Elgato does this too for streaming equipment. But yeah, isn't that how... Oh, wait a minute. This is Google we're talking about. That's how Chromecasts work. Your phone is the remote. How long has Chromecast been a thing? And only now is it being applied to YouTube? One thing I have loved to hear is how much people appreciate the YouTube TV experience, and we're going to keep pushing forward on even more innovative features for our members. Last year, we announced several new updates like the introduction of 4K Plus. The add-on package not only offers 4K quality on selected content, but also includes unlimited streams in a household and the option to watch shows offline without an internet connection. It was a huge boon to sports fans like me. I'm delighted to share that this year we'll launch a redesign that will further streamline the user interface, including updates to Library and Live, which will give our viewers more control over how they organize and watch their favorite content for an even smoother experience. Now, this may sound like it's lost in space somewhere, but this TV thing, it's true, you know. The biggest screens you're going to have are going to be TVs, especially get to 4K, 8K, like a 60-inch TV and stuff. YouTube goes up to 4K. YouTube has some of the highest quality in the online media world right now when it comes to video. So, yeah, getting YouTube to work across all kinds of screens is one heck of an accomplishment. And I just remember when we were complaining about Cosmic Panda or something. I don't like how my channel page looks. Let's see. We're not only concerned with smoother viewing experience, but most importantly, a safer one, especially for kids and families. We developed ways to let young people of all ages more safely explore the diverse and developing interests through YouTube Kids and supervised accounts. Last year, we enabled supervised accounts for parents who've decided their tweens and teens are ready to explore YouTube. Supervised accounts allow parents to choose from 3 different content settings that align with content ratings for preteens and older. And this year, we've just expanded supervised experiences to music, living room, and assistant. YouTube Music will continue giving listeners the most expansive experience, featuring a catalog of over 80 million official singles, albums, remixes, covers, and hard-to-find music. Last year, we began rolling out background listening in Canada, free of charge. Main app giving premium members even more seamless and smoother audio. We launched new listening controls. We'll introduce a feature to help improve the listening experience by reducing loud peaks and boosting softer sounds. So, yeah. Cool. Compression, then. The metaverse, making YouTube more immersive. Finally, we couldn't have a piece about innovation without touching on the metaverse. Oh boy. Have you been looking at Facebook again, YouTube? We're thinking big about how to make viewing more immersive. The first area in which you can expect to see an impact is gaming, where we'll work to bring more interactions to games and make them feel more alive. That's actually a catch-up to Twitch. You go to certain Twitch streams, there's little pop-ups on the screen that you can use as part of the UI when you're watching a gaming stream. And even a sports stream as well. So, it's still early days. We're still excited to see how we can turn these virtual worlds into a reality for viewers. Oh, what's the partner thing all about? The scale and breadth of YouTube gives our global partners from major brands and advertisers to... Oh, this is people that the company itself partners with, not YPP. Using gaming publishers a way to reach audiences they can't find anywhere else, and in turn, these partners fund YouTube's creator entrepreneurs. One of the most anticipated opportunities we'll bring to our brands this year is shopping. I guess that's what this is. Holiday stream and shop. Yeah, you got like Gordon Ramsay type stuff and whatnot. Interesting. With shoppable videos like this partnership for Black-owned Friday, users can shop tagged items in their favorite creators' videos. Yeah, the whole merch integration. Live shopping offers viewers an interactive setting where they can engage with creators while they drop new products, unveil exclusive deals, and discuss the latest shopping haul. Last November, we hosted the Holiday Stream and Shop, a week-long event with creators like Mr. Beast, the Merrill Twins, and Gordon Ramsay. alongside global brands Walmart, Samsung, and Verizon. It showed tremendous engagement, a total of over 2 million views and 1.4 million live chat messages. Manny Mua, who featured the Lunar Beauty line, added, "The experience exceeded my expectations in terms of sales. I figured because my products were already in the market for weeks, users wouldn't purchase as much because they had already launched, but it was really impressive." Interesting. Oh, what is this? Today, the world of video innovation at YouTube is moving so quickly that it feels like we're at the beginning. But in some ways, it feels like we've said that every year since YouTube first launched in 2005. It's perhaps thanks to the incredible age of change and innovation that we find ourselves in a series of new beginnings, not just for us, but also for our creators, viewers, and partners. I'm so grateful for our teams who work to make YouTube the leading platform for engagement, entertainment, and enrichment for billions around the globe. And with so much to come in 2022, here's to another exciting beginning. So I guess the big thing that I'm looking at with this is collab streaming. How does that work? And what other uses can YouTube find for the technology after they launch it? Because one of the things that YouTube does a lot of is take their existing technology and apply it to more things besides what it was made for. So YouTube streaming makes YouTube videos on the fly. YouTube Shorts is kind of a modified, way of making videos and cloud editing them. There's an app for that as well. So I'm very curious, when YouTube gets this technology, like I mentioned with the collab streaming, could they use it to make a watch party feature so you can do a watch party stream of a free with ads movie? Or even tell everybody to buy the movie and come watch it. Put it in a digital collection. There's a lot of directions YouTube can go in with all of this.